Thanks for joining me today. In this presentation, I will discuss how we can use learning principles to reduce recidivism in a suburban disciplinary alternative education program, or DAEP, in the South. This presentation will look at established concepts and recent research to explore strategies that reduce the occurrence of repeated placements. Let's start by looking at what is going on at the DAEP. Last year, 471 individual students received exclusionary discipline to the DAEP. Altogether, 163 of those students, about 35% of the population, had multiple placements. That means more than a third of our learners ended up back at the DAEP. This is the core issue. Too many students at the DAEP experience repeat placements. This suggests that the program may not be effectively rehabilitating student learners or supporting their successful reintegration into their home campuses. In this presentation, we're going to look at 5 key learning principles that can help support students in the DAEP: brain, poverty, and trauma, social cognitive theory, grit, affect, and motivation, self-regulated learning, and reflective goal setting. According to Shonkoff and Phillips, early adversity and stress can alter brain development, affecting attention, emotional regulation, and memory. This helps explain why students at the DAEP may struggle to regulate emotions, stay focused, and respond effectively to challenges. Research shows that students with higher levels of adverse childhood experiences are more likely to receive exclusionary discipline, including DAEP placements. Studies in alternative education settings show that students are more engaged when learning occurs in safe, predictable, and trauma-informed environments. Creating this sense of safety is essential for success, both at the DAEP and when students return to their home campuses. Understanding how trauma and poverty affect brain development helps guide support for students in the DAEP. Creating a safe, predictable environment with consistent routines and clear expectations lowers anxiety and helps students stay regulated. Training on trauma-informed practices equips educators to use strategies to support learners rather than relying on exclusionary discipline. Incorporating SEL lessons gives students practical tools to manage emotions, recognize triggers, and use coping strategies. Together, these practices help students build the skills and confidence needed to successfully return to their home campuses and reduce repeat DAEP placements. Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory explains that behavior is shaped by what we observe, what we believe we can do, and responses from our environment. That makes the models students encounter every day especially influential. Recent research shows that strong teacher-student relationships influence how students behave, as well as their self-efficacy. Modeling and positively reinforcing conflict resolution, respect, and persistence can support positive behavioral changes in learners at the DAEP. Students who return to the DAEP may not be gaining the skills or confidence they need to succeed when they transition back to their home campuses. Connecting students with a peer mentor gives them positive models who demonstrate the behaviors and attitudes we want students to build. Incorporating daily check-ins can help build positive relationships between students and teachers and can encourage emotional reflection in learners prior to learning experiences. Finally, chunking and scaffolding SEL activities can help students build confidence in their ability to identify emotions and utilize coping strategies to overcome challenges in a more productive way. Together, these strategies use modeling and reinforcement to promote lasting behavioral change and reduce repeat placements. According to Duckworth, perseverance and passion for long-term goals, called grit, is a key factor in helping students stay engaged and persist even after setbacks. For students at the DAEP, developing grit can be especially important, as many have experienced challenges that make staying motivated more difficult. Recent research also shows that positive, emotionally supportive relationships help students maintain effort and engagement. These relationships provide guidance, encouragement, and a sense of connection. By fostering grit, supporting emotional well-being, and building strong connections, we can help students develop the persistence and motivation they need to avoid repeat placements. Students at the DAEP can benefit from intentional strategies that build grit and motivation. Incorporating short social-emotional learning lessons during advisory helps students develop coping strategies, emotional awareness, and self-regulation skills. Celebrating progress by recognizing small academic or behavior improvements reinforces perseverance and resilience. Reflective journaling gives students the opportunity to review challenges they've overcome, recognize their own effort, and strengthen self-motivation. Together, these strategies support students in developing the persistence, self-confidence, and motivation they need to overcome challenges and reduce repeat placements. According to Zimmerman, self-regulated learning helps students take control of their own learning and behavior through strategies like self-monitoring, reflection, and planning. Recent research shows that implementing structured, self-regulatory strategies can reduce impulsive behavior and increase engagement in academic tasks. Recent research also shows that students who develop strong self-regulation skills demonstrate improved decision-making and better long-term behavioral outcomes in DAEP settings. By supporting self-regulated learning, we can help students build the skills to manage their behavior, stay focused, and make choices that support successful reintegration and prevent repeat placements. Students at the DAEP can strengthen self-regulated learning through practical structured strategies. Reflection journals and daily check-ins allow students to track their behaviors, academic progress, and emotional responses, increasing self-awareness. Behavior tracking systems like visual charts or logs help students identify patterns and take responsibility for their behavior. Think-ahead plans encourage students to anticipate potential challenges and develop strategies to respond appropriately. Collaborative problem solving between teachers and students supports the identification of obstacles and solutions, building stronger self-management skills. Together, these practices give students the tools to monitor their learning and behavior, make thoughtful decisions, and address behaviors that lead to repeated placements. Locke and Latham highlight that setting meaningful, attainable goals helps students take ownership of their learning and behavior. Goal-setting interventions have been shown to reduce recidivism by connecting personal growth to both academic and behavioral outcomes. Engaging in self-reflection on progress and academic goals also supports long-term achievement. By guiding students to set, monitor, and reflect on their goals, we can help them build motivation, accountability, and the skills needed to succeed while reducing repeat placements at the DAEP. Meaningful goal setting allows students to focus on one long-term academic or behavioral goal that is important to them. giving purpose or direction to their efforts. Breaking that long-term goal into smaller proximal goals helps students make steady, achievable progress and maintain motivation. Reflection journaling gives students the opportunity to review their own progress each week, recognize successes, and adjust their goals as needed. Together, these strategies can help students stay focused on their goals and reduce the likelihood of returning to the DAEP. Students with repeated DAEP placements face unique challenges that interfere with learning, motivation, and behavior management. Trauma and poverty affect brain development and self-regulation, making safe, predictable, and supportive environments essential. Strategies informed by social cognitive theory, like peer mentors, strong student-teacher relationships, and scaffolded SEL, build self-efficacy and positive behaviors. Encouraging grit and motivation helps students persist through setbacks, while self-regulated learning strategies give them control over their learning and behavior. Finally, reflective goal setting supports long-term success by breaking meaningful goals into achievable steps and fostering self-reflection. Together, these research-based approaches provide students with the skills, motivation, and resilience they need to succeed academically and behaviorally. Implementing these strategies can help reduce repeat placements and support the successful reintegration of students into their home campuses, reducing the occurrence of repeated placements at the DAEP.